Hey everybody, looks like we're on over on Court Addicts with ATX Alli. Alli, say hi to everybody. Okay, it don't look like her sound's coming through. So let's see. We're gonna jump into the video and I'll get her on there.
Morning, Mr. Westbrook. Mr. Westbrook, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail
There we go.
and a $4,000 fine.
Hey Alli, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you guys? Sorry, I've been gone. I don't think we've done a live since Thursday. So it's been a minute. I've been busy showing around the Dutch girl and having her experience Austin and Houston and San Antonio and everywhere in between. I think I put 1,200 miles on my car between Friday and Monday. I'm not kidding. Like at least 1,200. It's been crazy. So
I'm over.
yeah, my echoey. I'm sorry, it's echoey. Dang it.
Oh, here we go. Let's go there. All right. How about this? You talk. I'm gonna hit mute, and you talk, and we'll do that.
Okay. All right. So now I'm talking. So hopefully I don't have an echo now because he's muting me. And then when I stop talking, he's gonna unmute, and then he will talk and see if that's better.
All right. Let's do the clip.
Okay.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 10th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant. The complainant stated the defendant, the complainant's son, and the defendant's friend had broken a window to get inside the night before. The complainant stated that she woke the defendant up and told him his friend had to leave. The complainant stated that she questioned the defendant about her missing prescribed oxycodone, and the defendant became irate, and the defendant across the right side of her face, causing pain. The defendant began to dispatch.
All right. Mr. Westbrook, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You're not to use alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're using, I will put you in custody. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, Mr. Westbrook, you better tackle it, because if you don't, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you, you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's now, 12:10. All my lawyers are gone and I need to get the results back, but it's not going to be. So we need to roll this case to either
Thank you, Nancy.
tomorrow, Friday, come back and we can finish what we're doing. Now it's just too late for us to get the results and finish everything up. I'll let you pick whatever day you want to come back, but we have to come back and finish.
Sir,
How old are you?
I'm 19, sir.
What do you do for a living?
Right now, I'm just working at a fast food place, trying to get back into college.
Who do you live with?
My mother, well, that's who I was staying with.
I don't want to talk about the case. I only want to know what you're doing in life and see.
I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to go to college. I'm at trade school to become a welder.
That would be fantastic. I tell you what, there's no better way to make a killing than getting a trade like that. It's a great idea,
Sure.
right? Unless you want to go the school route, either way, but you got to do something, because now is the time that you build your life, not at 46, at 48 to try to say, well, you know what, I'm going to go to college now. Most people have their careers by then.
Sure.
All right. So, we're going to send you for a test now. We'll have you come back and then, we don't. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know the complaining witness, have you guys reached out to this person?
No, Your Honor.
What is the relation?
Relationship, the defendant's, her son. That's the mother, Your Honor. The complainant.
So the complaining witness in this case is mom.
Mom, yes, Your Honor.
I want you to understand something, Mr. Westbrook, that I'm issuing a protective order and your mom is now labeled as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. What you need to understand is what is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think. It's how she perceives. So if I go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It most certainly is. And it can land you back into jail if you threaten or harass your mother. Do you understand? Is she here now? I want to send it right now. So what we'll do is, guys, this is Westbrook. We've got mom as a CW. Yeah, or I guess let me give you the cost number. You're right. I'm sorry. It's 253-8133. My concern is that when we have these cases and no one has spoken to the complaining witness, I order no contact. How are we going to do that here?
Let me see, 25. I can step out and try to contact her.
Yeah, do you mind? Let's see if we can, please. All right, so let me impart to you one more thing, Mr. Westbrook. You got out of jail because we gave you a free bond. When we revoke bonds, we normally set them in around 5, maybe 10,000, maybe 15, depending on what happened. If you don't have anyone to pony up that kind of money, you will be stuck in custody until these cases are over with. So when you're out there in the free world, think before you act, think before you speak, because it may be very well. Do you understand me?
Your
Okay. What did you want to say? I don't want to talk about the case.
I'm not. I was requesting, is it okay if I check myself into the mental hospital? It's not involved the case, but that's where I was supposed to go. My mother had called my shrink and she told my mother to call the police to take me to the Cypress Creek Hospital. And they told me they were taking me there.
How did you get here today? Your mom didn't take you?
Oh,
How'd you get here?
my friend took me. And because I was gonna sign myself into the mental hospital,
Someone now, please.
I called up here and they told me, well, that you shouldn't do.
Let's do this. Let's do this because I don't want you to say too much, because you never know what you're going to say that's going to end up hurting you. I do, above all else, want to get a test today because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system.
Yes, Your Honor.
I want to do that. If you fail to go test, if you fail to, I'm going to revoke your bond. I want you to know that. I just want to know what's in your system. And no more dope. It could be very well affecting your life in more ways than you know. When you take, do you take medication prescribed by a doctor?
And that's what we're working on.
Okay. You got to find something if that's what they prescribe. You got to also have to understand that it may take a while to find something for you to get used to that. When you start taking these psychotropic medications, you may take one and there's a side effect that doesn't agree with you. So you move on to the next one. It may take a couple days, but you got to just wait, find the one that agrees with you, but give it time and be patient because it affects everyone in different ways. So if you find that you're agitated, that you find yourself angry, just time out, relax. It's never the end of the world. Anything can always be resolved with time, love, care. So just take that.
Your Honor.
I'm going to appoint your lawyer. I'm going to see if we can get you one here real quick. Okay.
So what do you think about this so far?
I don't know. I'm worried that I I mean, if he doesn't have his parents to help him, like who is he gonna fall back on? And if he can't obviously be with his mom because he's getting into fights with her, and he's gonna make it a condition of bond not to fight with her. But I think people had a good question today about this one, that there's been a lot of cases lately where he always asks, "Have you spoke with the victim? Does the victim want contact?" And they're just like, "No, we haven't, and we don't know." So that kind of makes it frustrating when you don't know. Like maybe she does want to have contact with him. So I don't know. It's hard to do it when you don't have a good support system. That's my fear. That's my point.
Yeah, and where do you go and live if you can't live at home? You know, especially for his age.
Yeah, he's so young. So exactly, like that's a huge concern. You don't want him on the streets. That's going to be the worst thing for him. So I don't know.
Okay, I'm
And I
gonna
don't
go.
think I saw the beginning part of this because I didn't set my alarm for this morning because I was still on hanging out with Lena's time, and I slept right through half of court this morning. So I didn't catch I don't think I caught the beginning part of this.
I believe this was the beginning part of it. This is the arraignment, and then they'll bring in the
Right.
lawyer on the next round.
Cool. All right, let's watch.
Jillian, this is Mr. Westbrook. We're gonna have him just sign conditions. We'll send him for a test now. They're reaching out to mom. Mom's a complaining witness. He's thinking about checking into a hospital. If you feel that that's something that you like to do, great. That's a good thing.
Just want to get help.
It's anytime you try to help yourself like that, that's great. And I'm proud of you for doing it because not many people realize that, hey, I may need this kind of help. And we're support you. Anything you need, we're there to help. I can't give you a ride, but do you have a ride here now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I guess bear with me a second. Just take a seat for me. I just want to wait to see if she was able to get in contact with your mom. Once we do, I'll bring you back up. We can talk. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. And good job for coming, huh?
So I just spoke to the complaining.
You got a hold of her.
Yes, I got a hold
Yay.
of her. She's his mother. She was extremely distraught on the phone. She said that the defendant is mentally disabled. He has a lot of conditions, and he has these episodes. I didn't get quite a great understanding of what episodes is, but she had called his therapist or his psychiatrist, and the shrink instructed the complaining witness to get him transported to Cypress Creek Hospital.
Okay.
Because he was making harm, like threats of harm to himself. And so this complainant called the police in order to try to get their help in transporting him to the hospital because she couldn't get a handle of it. So she says it was never an assault in progress call and not one that she intended to make.
I remember.
She said when the police asked if the defendant was hurting her, she said no. So she is very distraught as to why this was filed.
Did an assault occur?
She says that when he's having episodes, he flares his arms around and sometimes it could strike her, but it's not like intentional, is what she said. And she said she's not afraid of her son. She is upset that this happened when they were supposed to help him. She was just very distraught, Judge. And I don't.
It really makes me mad how people ask for help and then, instead of taking someone or helping someone into a facility, they just arrest because it's easier to arrest.
We've literally set up a system now to where it's just as easy to not arrest them and they still
The hell
arrest
is
them.
what I don't understand people.
I can see if they didn't take them to Cypress Creek, they took them to wherever the designated location is, but there's a whole it's just as simple now to take them where they need to go.
No, I agree, Judge. I don't
We need
know.
to start holding people accountable.
Yeah, she's very distraught and she
So,
said that he's on the way to.
Did an assault occur?
She says no. She said no assault occurred.
Is there evidence that an assault occurred?
Judge, this was just.
Right, because we know a lot of people recant, but do you have any evidence that that one occurred?
I don't have anything right now, Judge. It was only filed 3 days ago. It wasn't even set for arraignment until, it was set, yeah. It's not even set until the 18th for arraignment, so I really don't have anything besides the offense report right now. So I can't look at body cam and see if she made any statements on scene. All I have is this writ.
Will you read to me the DIMS again, I guess? Let's,
You want me to read the DIMS, Judge?
yeah, or
Yes.
whatever you got to detail.
I have the case jacket.
Do it,
Okay.
please.
On November 10th of 2024, officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. Upon contact with the complainant stated that the defendant, her son, and the defendant's friend had broken a window to get inside the night before. The complainant stated she woke defendant up and told him his friend had to leave. The complainant stated that she questioned the defendant about her missing prescribed oxycodone, and the defendant became irate, and the defendant struck the complainant with an open left palm across the right side of her face, causing
Okay,
pain.
all right. So mom says that this happened?
This is, yeah, according to the DIMS, but she told me something completely different on the phone.
Michael, what do you think?
She's recanting, yes.
Is this a bond? Are you approaching on bond condition?
No,
Okay,
PC?
just on PC.
PC. Ultimately, what's happening is she called the police in an effort to get mental health help. But what ended up happening is they just took him to jail. Now, she allegedly does say that assaultive behavior did occur, but now she's saying something completely different. What's right?
Yeah, Judge, I mean, what they do this all the time. They say what actually happened to the police, and then they'll recant the second someone goes to jail. They want them out of the house to be safe because they're in danger at the time. And then when they realize the person actually went to jail and is being held accountable, they call us and tell us, well, nothing happened. I think at this point.
I mean, I know
it takes
that.
some time to watch the body cam and listen to the 911, but I think what she said at the scene is what we need to go off of based on PC. And what she's saying to us in the RIP call, we need to evaluate the case at that point. But what's in the offense report, what she told police at the scene, should judge how we evaluate PC for now.
And I was gonna say, I would disagree. It's not your run of the mill recanting, because the first phone call that was made was to his psychiatrist. And his psychiatrist says, call the police so they can transfer him to the mental health hospital. And so that's what she did based on the advice of his doctor. And so
That's according to what she told me, Judge, that she called the shrink. Well, she called the person a shrink. So I don't know if it was a therapist or a psychiatrist, which is why I'm saying shrink. She told me that she called them first, but again, that's going off of her word. And if she's recanting now, I don't know how much.
I think that for now, I'm going to find it. Okay. But I guess.
Judge, in lieu of any drug testing right now, I mean, he can go today, but as far as like resetting him for tomorrow or Friday, he is
Come up,
supposed to
Mr. Westbrook.
he is supposed to be checking in today, as was the plan last week. Is that okay with the court? I'll get the proof that he's checked in. They've got a bed ready for him, and he's supposed to be going in today to the hospital.
Will you, I'd like to test you real quick because I just want to know what's in your system. Will you go to the hospital afterwards? I think it may be a good idea, you know. Your life is valuable. You have only one. When you take a catastrophic move where it's you harm, it's something, it's not like Target, you can return it. You can't, there's some things that you just can't come back from. If you have patience, then anything can be achieved. So don't make rash decisions. Take time, take care. We're here to help you as well. I want to help you. The goal for us is to have you leave better than you came. And if you give us time and be patient, we can help you with that. I have all kinds of resources, have all kinds of things at our disposal to help you. All you have to do are two things: come back and stay in touch with Jillian. She's great. She will help you with whatever you need. She has a direct line to me that she can always call me. If you need anything, we have resources to help you out. But you got to stay in touch with us. And I think that that's a good call. If you make it down there, let me test you real quick. I'm not going to have you come back. Just go directly there to the Cypress place right after. As long as we know that you're there, I'm not going to revoke your bond. We will let you just take time that you need to go do what you need to do. But I got to know that you're there.
Sure.
If I don't know that you're there and I think you're out monkey business and not doing what you're supposed to be doing, I'll issue a warrant. I don't want to have to do that. So just please stay in contact with us. Do what you say you're going to do, and good things are going to happen. I promise.
Sure.
You can always get a hold of us. If you ever need anything, just come back here as well. We're always willing to help you with whatever you need. Do you have any questions? Okay. Let's set it off a week. I don't want to do a long one just to make sure that we stay kind of close with Mr. Westbrook, you know. She'll give you her number so that you can always get a hold of her, okay? All right, but we'll also take care of costs. You won't have to pay for anything, so don't worry about the money. All you got to do is show up and stay in touch with Jillian.
Sure.
All right?
So, quick question. When I do get out the hospital, just let her know that I am getting out the hospital, correct?
So what happens is usually when you check in, we'll get a rough kind of figure for how long you'll be there. I don't know. It could be a day, it could be 2 days. The idea is to get you as the best way you can. And it may take a day or two, it may take a week. I don't know, but stick with it.
Sure.
You know, take your time. Rome wasn't built in a day, as the saying goes. It takes time. And if you've got the patience, you got the love, you got the want, anything can happen, you know, here soon. And I also have resources to get you on track to help you with welding if you want it. I know people and I'll help you out with it. If you help me with yourself, I will help you with the job aspect afterwards. I promise.
Sure.
You know? Okay?
Sure.
All right, Mr. Westbrook. Best of luck to you, okay? We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jillian.
All right, what you got on that?
He's so great. I love Judge Fleischer so much. Like he's such a dad. Like and he says it very often. He's like, yeah, I have, 1,000 kids, which he considers all of his cases his kids. And he really does treat them like that. Like he will, and he'll follow through. He's not just saying that either. He absolutely will follow through. If that kid comes to him for anything, he'll do whatever it takes to help that kid. Like he is not the guy you see right here. That is him 24/7. He's just fantastic. And gives me hope for the kid. Like I think as long and the kid seems like he's open to the help and wants the help. Maybe didn't know that these resources were available, which is one thing that actually Linus and I were discussing. She was talking about, how in your last live about how like the homeless population was very shocking to her here. And I was like, we have resources, but we don't have one central place to go to for those resources. There are thousands of charities out there helping 1,000 different and fulfilling 1,000 different, niche needs, but you don't know where they're at or how to access them. Whereas I think over there, it's just provided by the government. You just go to the government and they can take care of whatever you need, mental health and healthcare and homelessness and all of that kind of stuff. But here it's really hard. So I felt that kid was looking at him as like, oh my goodness, somebody actually has resources for me. I can go to him. And that's sometimes really half the battle. Like I would have gotten clean a lot earlier had I known that the resources were so easy to get into. I had no idea it was that easy to get into. To just walk into a methadone clinic, get it that day, and not be sick. Yeah, I would have done that years ago had I known. Had no idea. So that's what I took from it. Hi, Victoria.
Hey, Victoria. Hey, we're gonna jump over to Judge Boyd. She had an odd one yesterday, and just watching the kid's mannerism, or this adult man's mannerisms, and his eye movements and facial movements and stuff like that. It brought up some stuff, and I thought it'd be good to throw it in front of you, get some of your answers on it. So here we go with that.
Calling 2024 CR 5800 State versus Jason Montes. Hello. Can I have parties announced?
Ed Cano for the defendant, Mr. Montes.
All right, everyone, make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear. And are you Mr. Montes?
Yeah.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there applications in this case?
No.
All right, Mr. Montez, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Montez, did you review the document entitled on it, court's admonishments and waivers with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with the offense of robbery? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yeah.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Montez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No contest.
No, anyone promised you anything other than what the plea bargain is? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There are no applications, and the state will take in consideration 2024 CR 2944. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there any such motions?
No.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
It offers State's Exhibit 1 with attachments.
No objection.
Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Everybody talking about the facial movements. Just give it time. It gets better.
Is he watching himself on
All right,
TV?
after
Like, what
reviewing
is he
State's
doing?
Exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
If that would be, we would like that, Judge. We would
All right.
PSI.
So I find this all very interesting and strange. So he's on San Pedro and cars are driving and he tries to jump in a car that's driving by. And then I see that he's previously been referred for a competency report. What is his criminal history?
I don't recall that he's got this burglary charge while he was out on bond on, Your
A
Honor.
burglary of a building.
Yeah, right. And but as far as the competency evaluation, he was never found incompetent. So I requested an evaluation because he did not recall much of what happened.
All right, what's going on with you? What's wrong with you?
Because I had got high on drugs and then I felt like suicidal. So
What drugs have you been taking in the
Meth.
past?
Meth and weed and synthetic. And so I started feeling suicidal and I started jumping into cars and then that's when I ran into the lady and I don't remember physically harming her, but she said I did, and so that's when I got locked up for her because they called the cops.
All right.
She called the cops.
When did you start using drugs?
When I was 13 years old.
All right, what's his criminal history?
He has a misdemeanor marijuana conviction and a reckless injury to a child misdemeanor conviction.
All right, so do y'all think it appears to, how old are you?
25.
All right, it appears to me
He's
I have before me a
25?
25-year-old who's using.
Yep. And Judge Boyd's putting everything together. He had a competency exam and he passed it. So they, it's not like he's delayed or anything that we just need to, shut up about. So
Right.
this is fair game.
Yeah, it looks like he's watching himself
Psych-
and finding it humorous. So I don't know. I can't believe he's 25. I seriously would have guessed like 19, but continue on.
Psychedelic synthetic drugs. I just find it strange that somebody's trying to jump in a car that's going on San Pedro. And if it's where I think it is on San Pedro, I don't think the speed limit is, 20 miles per hour. So do y'all think probation is inappropriate in this case and maybe he needs to go into inpatient treatment? Because we can go off the record, depending on what drugs he's using, if he's huffing paint and then the synthetic stuff destroys your brain cells, it's prison and he keeps smiling. I know it's involuntary.
No, because I didn't.
So anyway, just a second. So he keeps smiling and doing this straight and his eyes are very strange to me, the way they're focusing. So I don't know. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong. This is y'all agreement. If y'all agree for him to go to prison, fine. But I don't know if this is a situation based upon what I've read in the police report and based upon what you all are telling me his history is. I don't know if prison is the place for him. Maybe the place for him is safety followed by whatever to help him get past the brain cells that have been destroyed.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah,
if
so,
you want prison, I will send you to prison. If y'all want to renegotiate perhaps and have him take a different route, but either way, you're not leaving court today. If they decide to work out something different where you get probation, you're going into custody and you're going to safety to get your brain and your mind right. What I can tell you, I don't think there's anything, once brain cells have been destroyed, I think they're gone. You're just gonna have to compensate some kind of other way. You understand? So I just find it strange, the tattoos on the eyelids and the other tattoos, and then he's running along San Pedro trying to jump in a moving vehicle. So if you want the 6 years prison, I will give you 6 years in prison. If y'all want to renegotiate and see that maybe with his brain cells being destroyed, maybe probation, I'll give you probation. So y'all want to go discuss that?
yeah, sure, Judge.
All right,
And
thank you.
that's not really our way of this.
Thank you. All right, we're back on the record. Oh, was the court reporter there? All right, I can't see around the computer. We're back on the record in 2024 CR 5800 State versus Jason Montez. Could I have parties re-announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Ed Cano?
And you're Mr. Montez?
Yes.
All right, so the plea still stands. The only thing that has changed is he's applied for a deferred adjudication. And a part of the plea bargain agreement is that the state is recommending deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 2944. And there's to be restitution, if any, to Nancy Boteo. Did you understand that to be the new plea? Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
And outside the agreement, the state is asking that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 8 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service. There's to be no contact with Nancy Boteo in Club 12. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? And did you understand if I were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, I could find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? All right, knowing that, do you wish to go forward with this plea as opposed to the 6 years in the prison?
I'd rather do 6 years in prison.
All right. Then he wants the 6 years in, you want the 6 years in the prison?
I do the prison.
All right, so he wants the 6 years in the prison.
After all of that,
I do
oh
the
my
prison
God.
for right now.
No. This is what's going to end up happening. And I understand, and I'm having patience with you.
Okay.
We can go off the record. So I understand that synthetic drugs have done a little number on you. All right, so this is what I want you to understand. There are two choices you have here today, and there are only two choices. There's no third choice. And something is going to happen with your case today. Do you understand? Now, let me just tell you what your two choices are. First choice, you go to prison for 6 years. You understand?
Yeah.
Second choice, I give you probation and try to see if somebody can reprogram you and help you with the brain cells that you've destroyed from using drugs. So that would mean that maybe there's some mental health issues that are developed because of your use of drugs, right? And then get you help with using drugs. So those are your two choices, prison or probation.
I didn't do the probation.
Now, let me let you talk to your client just a little bit. And if you could work through the haze and the fog and make sure that he understands.
Yes, sir.
What about the probation?
All right. And that tattoo on the side of your head, does it say no cap? All right. Is that like no cap? Like I'm not accepting a cap of anything? Or is that you don't wear a cap?
Set cap of it.
Okay. So it's a good thing your agreement wasn't a cap to anything because he's not accepting that. All right. We're going to go back on the record. So this is what the court will do. Do you want the deferred adjudication or do you want prison?
Take the probation.
All right, so this is what the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm going to sentence him to 8 years deferred adjudication. Taking consideration 2024 CR 2944. There's to be no contact and restitution, if any, to Nancy Boteo. Do you have any children? How old are you?
25.
All right. Do you have any family support? Mom in your life? Anybody in your life?
They're present, Judge, his mom and dad.
Hi. He needs a lot of help. Okay. So
Yeah.
he's going to end up going to get evaluations at the jail. So once those evaluations are finished, is he welcome to stay with you all or no? All right. If you two could come up, please.
I'm glad his parents are there. That's good.
Yes, I'm going to jump in. When has anyone ever seen Judge Boyd try to talk someone out of prison? When has Judge Boyd ever called up parents? When has Judge Boyd ever pulled this side of her out?
Yeah, but she knows if he goes to prison, like he's just nothing. Yeah, that's not going to help at all. Like nothing will be accomplished. Only time will pass, and then he'll get out and be the exact same person. So yeah, it's she's doing the right thing. Absolutely. Like this kid needs serious help. Like I think Brecken's right. Like he's got little voices in his head that just keep, distracting him. And that's unfortunately the problem, especially when your brain, if he's been using drugs, he's been using them for a while. and he's too young. Like, your brain doesn't even fully develop until like you're like 24. He's 25, which is shocking enough in and of itself that he's that old, because he looks like he's 12. But yeah, when you do inhalants like this, huff air or paint or anything like that, glue, it really does a number on your brain. It's very, very damaging. It's very damaging, and sometimes you can't get those pieces back. So no, she's doing the right thing, and you're right. It's shocking. Like, I'm shocked that she's talking somebody out of prison, but it's 100% the right move. Like, I don't know how successful he'll be on probation. It's a good thing he's going to safety, so he'll be in safety for, I think, what is it, at least 9 months. Um, so that's good. But hopefully he does well. I'm glad his parents are there.
I'm absolutely Judge Boyd's just always known as a hard ass, and now she's, now she's pulling a Fleischer move. Victoria made a comment that maybe she's watching Judge Fleischer's channel more often. So let's jump back into it.
Yeah.
Mr. Montes, stand over here. Back again.
All right, I'm not going to put you under oath. I don't think it's necessary. I'm just trying to get some information. All right, so has he ever had any type of mental health issues or anything else going on in his life?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, what issues?
A lot of drug use. A lot of, he talks to himself a lot
Yeah.
from a very young age. He'll wander off for 3 or 4 days at a time. And a lot of drugs at a young age again. So
let me ask you this. At your home, are there any people there who are underage?
No.
No.
All right, so if he were allowed to stay with you, who would all be in the home?
just me,
That's
just the parents.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Maybe
and
that's-
what is your name
Jason Montes.
and your name?
Rose Roman,
Rose?
Rose Roman or Roman?
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so this is what I want to let you know what's going on here. I think there's some issues going on here, so instead of sending him to prison, we're going to try to get him some help. Now, it's going to take a while because evaluations take a while. So I'm going to grant his application for deferred. He's going to go back to the jail. At the jail, they're going to interview him to see if he has any mental health issues. They're going to interview him to see if he has any drug issues. They're also going to interview him to try to determine maybe if the drug use, the synthetics, or whatever else he's doing has messed with brain chemistry and brain cells. So it's going to take a while. Probation is here, and probation will take your numbers and everything so that you'll know what's going on at the jail. He's an adult, so you won't get a lot of information, but probation will come out to visit you at your home to make sure everything is going okay with him at your home. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any questions?
I don't, I mean, I don't know.
I have a question.
Sure.
When he was released to us, is there anything I could help him with, like report and things like that?
Yeah, you can. If you'll just make sure that probation has your information, and probation is going to give you the probation number. And with that number, if you have his name, his SID number or case number, you can call if there's an issue. In this court, I want people to be successful in probation. So if there's an issue where you see he's starting to fall off track, it's best to get in contact with his probation officer immediately so we can try to get him back on track. Otherwise, he's looking at 20 years in prison.
I would like to also add that, I hope we can help him with mental issues like you stated, because I've seen him numerous times have a full-blown conversation with himself.
Okay.
And
Oh,
answering
wow.
himself and crying and laughing, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I tried my best getting him all types of help. So,
All right, we're going to see what we're going to do. And I'm going to set up some things for him, like the Center for Healthcare Services and all of that. Okay.
thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. And Ms. Abrams, can you raise your hand? That's probation. She's the one who's going to end up going over conditions with him.
I got to hit pause there real quick and just thank everybody. Thank you, Nancy, for buying the membership earlier.
Fozzie.
Yeah, thank you, Fozzie, for doing that. I can't begin to tell y'all how odd that is and just how great it is. I like watching whenever.
Oh, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy.
Let's see. Now I got to go into Kathy's and buy a whole bunch over there. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch Kathy's because it's good to watch and see who got the different ones. I'm gonna jump back off so we can. I'm gonna mute you real quick, Alli, because I want to give everybody a heads up on something. Okay, so earlier we were having the technical issues. I think I got it figured out. I think YouTube did something different, and so you had to reinstall all the software and do all of update everything. And so I think I got all that fixed, but I think I got to go back in and do all the sound settings again. So me and Alli tomorrow we'll go through the same setup again and work out the kinks on the sounds. In the end, it comes up to something called a mix minus. In other words, basically it's just bouncing back and forth, back and forth. And gosh dang it, Victoria, what a mess, Victoria. Thank you, Victoria. You just wanted to be able to say that word and not get knocked off. So thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you, and we are going to go and finish this one up. So let's jump back into it.
She'll give you the number to probation so that you can call. But probation, once he's placed with you, probation is going to come out to your house because I require them to do field visits.
Yes.
So just know that they're going to be coming into your house to see how he's doing.
This one.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, it's going to be 8 years deferred adjudication, taking consideration 2024 CR 2944. As previously stated, no contact and restitution, if any, to Nancy Forteo. He's to reside with, could y'all whisper in the box? He's to reside with Jason Montez and Rose Ramon upon release. We'll do a referral to felony drug court. That's to be in custody. TAP evaluation in custody. MIC eval in custody. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs.
There we go. There we go. Now it's starting.
Employment or SSI within 45 days. No employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. 120 hours of community service restitution. And probation, that'll be probated. I think the main thing we need to make sure is that he has the mental health and the drug issues under control. Probation, is there anything else? All right, thank you. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Well, no, it's a no contact order with Nancy Boteo. Did you all want a no contact order with Club 12, or you all want him to do Club 12? Or is the burglary of the building related to the Club 12?
That's the complainant.
Right.
Well, we'll do, whoa. See, because he may need to do 12-step program. What is the location of that building?
102 Thames Drive. Thames is Thames.
All right, there's to be no contact with 102 Thames Drive. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record in this court. Communication is key. I know there are a lot of issues going on with you, but you got to follow through it. You understand? All right, thank you.
You're muted.
All right, Alli. So what do you think of that one?
I think she did the right thing. Like his parents are there. That's really good. Like it was really heartbreaking to see his dad say that, there's been times where he's just having a full-blown conversation with nobody. So either this is something that he's had before and he tried to treat it with drugs, which is very, very common. A lot of people with mental illness try to treat it with street drugs. Like that's why you get a lot of schizophrenics that try to treat it with meth because it actually like chills them out. Um, so that might be the reason he was doing drugs in the first place. So yeah, I think she did the right thing. I hope with his parents' help he'll get on the right track and get medicated and get the resources that he needs. So sad he had to get as far bad as he got and is now in the system, but probation's a better option for him. I do think so. He doesn't jail. He's not going to get any help in jail at all. Like really, there's not going to be hardly any resources for him in jail, especially with his mental health problems that he has. Not no, that's bad.
Yep. Hey, thank you everybody for coming out. Me and Allie's gonna get the sound fixed, get the echo out, and get everything set up there. And what we're probably gonna do is we're probably gonna change up Court Addict to like let's say 3 nights a week, and then do an American Courts 3 or 4 nights a week. That way we get a good mix in there, and we're not having to swap halfway through the night. I think that would be a good thing for people. But me and Allie's got some work to do on that. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Um, I feel for this kid. To me, he may be 25, but he might as well be 12 to me.
Yeah, absolutely. He's so young.
All right. I gotta get with Fozzie. Me and Fozzie's got to figure out the membership tiers and stuff because I got to figure that out. I may have to get with Kathy because I think once you get like 5,000 members a month like Kathy's got, you've perfected that art. And so,
She's the queen of YouTube.
She is the queen of YouTube, and rightfully so. You guys have a great night,
That's
and we will
right.
see y'all tomorrow.
All right.